Hey, everybody. Welcome to Psychic Medium Toni G. I'm Toni G. And this is the show. Basically, me trying to figure out what I'm supposed to say next. That really is a show because most of the time I'm not doing the talking, spirit is. So when I'm actually doing the talking, it's a little like this. Okay. The other rest of the time, I'm trying to figure out, why does my hair look like this? Stop doing that with your forehead. That's why I wear bangs. Okay, enough about that. Um, here we go. So on today's show, I am going to be taking callers. If you want to call in, it's 277. It's 845-277-9131. Yep, 845-277-9131. And I will be answering your questions, helping you connect to loved ones. On the other side, I'll do the best that I can. And I will be also in the chat section of YouTube, helping to answer any questions I can answer there. I like to start the show off with a clearing, and today seems like a really good day to do self-love. Everyone I've talked to recently, or the clients that I've worked with, one of the things, there's just a lot of transitions going on, a lot of things in our personal lives and in our work lives. In some parts of the world, they're still on lockdown and they're implementing even stronger lockdowns. Have they not seen what's happened in the countries that are completely opened and the countries that stayed completely open? Maybe they ought to look at that, right? Just saying. I mean, just saying. Okay, so let's do self-love. Okay, because from all things, okay, in my humble, channeled opinion, where there is love, there is growth. Where there is love, there is expansion. So self-love, starting with the self and having that growth and expansion is the most important thing. So we have self-love. I get a no on that. We're going to start clearing that. Now, this is at the 2-minute, 30-second mark. So if you are wanting to keep working on self-love, just come back to the show, come back to the 2-minute, 2.5-minute mark, and get that clearing on self-love. It's going to work whether you're listening, re-listening, and you can direct it to others. Now, that's not something I often say in my show, but if there's somebody you know who's really having a difficult time and trying to work through things right now, direct that self-love clearing to them. It's the angels that come in and do it. And if you believe in different deities like gods or saints, that's okay. They're going to come in. Whatever you believe in is going to come in and work on that self-love for you. Okay. In a moment, I'm going to start taking callers and answering their questions. Again, the call-in number is 845-277-9131 if you'd like to call in. If you'd like to place a call in the chat section, I will try to get to it and answer it. When people start throwing questions in the chat session part, it goes really fast and the energy gets combined. So I'll do my best to do that. But right now we're going to go to the call log, and I'm going to take 904. Hey, 904, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Excellent. Thank you so much for asking. Where are you calling from, and what is your question, or what's your name, and where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Florida, and I was just wondering if you could do a message from Spirit, any message.
Okay. And what's your first name, love?
Patty.
Patty. Okay, Patty. Patty, I don't know why this is coming through. It's the weirdest thing. It may or may not mean something to you. If it does, please let me know. If it doesn't, it might. Like, this happens a lot where I give somebody a name and they don't know who it is right away, but then later on they're like, oh my goodness, that's so and so. Now, this can be somebody on the other side or it can be somebody here, but their name is Laura. Laura. L-A. Well, there's two ways to spell Laura, but Laura. I don't know if that is uh, making sense. If that does that mean something to you, Laura? Because this I'm going to tell you something. This person is not going away, and they were younger. Okay, here's what I'm going to say, Patty, and I want to apologize, and please be patient with me. If this is not for Patty, somebody on the line, somebody listening or watching now or later, Laura is just taking this opportunity to come through. Her hair was blonde, but with some help. You know what we mean by that. Like mine, blonde, but with some help. And it wasn't really blonde. It was like that dirty blonde. And she was thinner and she's appearing younger here. And she just needs to tell somebody she's really sorry for what. She's sorry for what occurred. She's sorry for the way it happened. She's sorry for how, I don't know if this is how she left or how it ended, but she's really sorry. And I know this person's on the other side and I get goosebumps on that. And she's on the other side because I know she's floating and the way she is talking is past tense. So for whomever that is for, yep, and there she goes. Okay, Patty, as far as you goes, a message from your angels. Well, the first angel that comes, there's two angels. Oh my God, I love this so much. Here we go now. Okay. Patty, the very first thing I need to tell you is there are two angels with you. One is like a light blue and the other one is pink. And yeah, no, I could give you their names, but it doesn't really matter. I can't pronounce most of the names of the angels anyway. So what I'm going to say is what they want me to tell you. The complications are fading away. Everything is about to smooth out. The pink angel is always for me love or healing. And when I say love, that's just self-explanatory, love. And the healing is with the pink angel, especially matters of love. The pink angel is always the angel that comes in when we need that love healing things that have hurt our heart or closed our heart in the past. So let's even do a little bit more clearing on that for you, everybody listening, everybody re-listening. Holy guacamole. Whoo. And I want to say, everybody says, I'm okay with it. That happened a long time ago. I'm fine. No, you know what? It sits someplace in us until we completely let it go and we have absolutely no reaction. We don't even think about it. If somebody brings it up, there's no trigger, there's no emotion attached to it. So oftentimes these are things like divorce, losing someone, losing a pet, I hear losing a relationship, losing a love, losing a pet, even losing money, losing a job. It's where we feel like we lost something. Okay, so that angel is doing that, and the other angel, the blue one, is coming in steady to say, you're strong, and you're strong, and you have felt like you needed to be stronger. Like you're coming off very, very strong. Almost the best offense is a defense. You show up kind of ready for battle when there is no battle. That doesn't sound flattering, but I know exactly what they mean. What they mean is when you show up, if anybody says anything or does anything, oh, you've got it. You know exactly how you're going to react, respond, whatever. You show up ready. They're saying you can hone some of that back now. You don't need that anymore. The attacks are done. That phase is done. Okay, that phase, whatever that phase was with, whether it's family relations, work relations, friend relations, that phase is done. You know what? And I love this. We don't need to defend ourselves to anyone for any reason at any time. If somebody doesn't, if they want to say something that's out of character, that's their character, not ours. If somebody wants to think something, that's their thoughts about themselves that they're puking on us, and we just don't need to deal with that. Okay. And we definitely, we definitely do not need to defend it, because again, it's not our stuff. You're solid, you're good. I feel like there's going to be, and people get really nervous when I say this, there's going to be a softening of your heart. Now, people get nervous because they feel like, no, I don't want to be taken advantage of. But that's not what happens at all. When there's the softening of the heart, we bring in people who are in alignment with that. So this is what your angels want you to know today. They want you to know that you are definitely on the right track. Keep moving. Don't concede, and don't concede, and don't stop. Which I guess those are two different things, but don't concede and don't stop, and you're going to be amazing. Okay. And I want to give you just one more name. And again, if this name is not for you, it's for somebody listening. I'm getting the name Ellen or Eleanor. Ellen or Eleanor. Does that name mean anything to you? She was a Patty. Does that name mean anything to you?
I had an aunt, Eleanor, when I was younger. She passed when I was really young.
Okay.
Young.
I want to tell. Did she have a thinner? Did she have a thinner face and lighter hair? Like it was probably gray, but she dyed it at some point. Do you recall that?
I remember her as tall and thin. I mean, I didn't. Okay. I was very young.
This is her.
And I remember being in her apartment a few times.
Okay.
It's not somebody we saw regularly.
No, it doesn't matter. I'm going to tell you, this is her. Her face is thin and kind of, and for me to get the name, it's Eleanor. Ellen or Eleanor. It's Eleanor. And I think some people might have just shortened her name, but I'm going to tell you, she wants to tell you okay, first of all, now the whole group is coming in, and I'm telling them, no, slow your roll. We're not going there. I'm not talking to the whole family today. We're not bringing in everybody, because we all, there comes a point in our life where we have more people on the other side than we do here. And we have really significant people. Yes, and then we have really significant people. I don't know why her voice is the strongest one, like her name came through. I'm going to tell you, and they're showing up on my right. So if you're watching me on YouTube, I'm pointing over my right shoulder, like up and over my right shoulder, because today they're showing up on my right. And she just wants to say, I love you. But she also wants to say, we love you. Now, the fact that she passed when you were younger, something people don't realize or think about. Like on some level, we already know this. But what we don't think about is when our loved ones passed, even if we didn't know them, even if we weren't close to them, they become our soul tribe. They become our soul warriors. And they're up there. And when I say up there, I mean at like 3 feet off of our ground level, which is for a lot of people like shoulder level, right around that level. They're up, they're with us. Let me put it that way. We always look at the clouds and think, oh, they're in the stars, they're in the clouds. No, they're right here, right now, right all the time. And it doesn't matter when they went, they worked with us from that point forward. They're helping us manifest the life that we want here. And her biggest statement to you is do it different, do it different, do it different. This can mean, and I know like this, I love this message because this message is so good for you and anybody else listening. Do it different can mean do it different in your mind. Just like think a different thought, think it a different way. And she's saying, figure out what's really important. And I can't believe this is about to come out of my mouth. And smack dab that. What is smack dab? I don't even know. Oh my goodness. Okay, that's definitely coming from her. That's like saying dag nam it, which somebody up there is saying dag nam it. Oh my gosh. Oh, these guys are fun. I like them. Okay, so your family, your soul warriors, your family ancestors are they're fun. They're funny and they're fun. Okay, so the next thing she wants to say really quick is don't let yourself get caught in the loop. Okay, I think this has to do with cycles and patterns and the way we think and the way we do things. She's saying there's a new beginning coming in for you. Please embrace that new beginning. Don't worry about anything that has happened in the past. Just move forward in a strong, positive way, and you're going to be amazed at what comes next. Remember, at the beginning of the show, I was saying all things grow from love. So the more love we have and the more love we feel, the more we can grow from our own, I'm going to call it soil, but it's soul. And our soul puts out there everything that is for us in this world. You know, everybody, I want to say this, and I hope everybody listens to this and you feel the truth when you hear it. We are all meant to be millionaires here. Now, everybody's idea of millionaire is different. A millionaire in love, in business, we're not put here to be impoverished. We're not put here to have a poverty mindset about love, about work. Anything we do, even if it's a 9 to 5, we're supposed to go into that with so much abundance and receive so much abundance for whatever we do. There's no limit. It's right in front of us. And we just have to open that gate. So I'm going to just say the gate is open. No, I'm going to clear and heal that. When I say I don't mean I am not trying to take credit for anything. It's angels and the Holy Spirit. And again, if you believe in different deities, they're coming in to do that for you. Whew. Now, the gate is open and we're accepting. And that's the big thing. We receive and accept, because somebody can hand us something and we can feel like, oh, it's just not right to take that. Well, yes, it is. You know, God's hand is not going to come down and give you a check. It has to come through others in one way or another. And when you say it can't come this way and it can't come this way, you're limiting your own receiving and accepting. So we're receiving and accepting in all ways possible. No, let's clear that also. Okay, Patty, on that note, they want to say they love you. And I'm going to get to the next caller because, well, I probably should at this point. But I'm really grateful for your call. And I'm really happy that you made it through today. And I truly hope that this was helpful and what you were looking for.
Yes, thank you. It makes a lot of sense to me.
I'm so happy.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Oh, absolutely. My pleasure. Thank you. Okay, I am going to go to the next caller. But before I do, I need to say for somebody listening, re-listening, for somebody that is going to get this, 2 nights ago, a younger a young woman, and I'm horrible with ages, showed up as I was falling asleep, and I know it was somebody who had passed on. She is black skin and thick braids that were very long, very beautiful girl, thin, very beautiful. And she came through then, and I told her to leave me alone. I was trying to sleep. She has a message for several people out there. So whomever knows this person, the first thing, oh God, she's so young. The first thing that she wants to say is the word escape, 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 escape. Now, typically, if I knew the situation, I would probably say maybe she was using drugs to escape. Maybe she was trying to escape a certain situation she was in, and I get goosebumps on that one. And maybe the situation she was trying to escape was a situation where she was being held. I don't know. Whatever this is, she did try to get out of it, and I get the goosebumps again. Okay, she did try to escape or get out of the situation that she was in, and she did try to make a break for it or make a run for it, and it failed. But she did try. She just wants whomever is listening to know she tried. She is beautiful. She has like the most beautiful face, and it just makes my heart ache that she's young, and I can tell she was well cared for, because she has like just her presence and the way she carries herself is not, I can tell she was well cared for, and somewhat is, I don't know the proper words to use. I don't want to be offending anybody, but she had education. She was like put together well, is the way I want to say this. Okay. She was put together well. And those braids, they're so thick. One braid of hers is more than all the hair on my head, probably. And I know sometimes I know sometimes with braids what they do, but in any case, what I'm saying is whoever this girl is, and with her, I'm hearing the name like Joe or Joelle, whatever that means. Now, if it doesn't mean something to you, that doesn't mean it's not the person you might think it is. Okay, I'm going to let her go now, and I'm going to go to the next caller, and the next caller is 313. 313, if you are on speakerphone, please take me off of speakerphone. And what's your name?
Hi, how are you?
Good. What's your name? Where are you calling
Sherelle. I'm calling from Michigan.
Hey, Sherelle.
Sherelle from Michigan.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. How can I help you today?
I would just like a message.
From whom?
Please and thank you.
I try to be very specific about who you get your
Spirit,
messages.
angel.
Okay.
Spirit, angel, ancestors, loved one.
Okay, I'm not gonna let all of that come in, because there's just not enough room in my space for all that. But here's what I'm gonna tell you. The first thing I see is a green angel with you. Now, most people would say this is Raphael. Okay, if it's Raphael, that's great. This angel, though, Raphael is the healing angel, and I believe there is some healing going on, but this is an angel of education and higher learning. Now, education doesn't always mean school education. It doesn't always mean that. Education can mean learning a new business, learning a new craft, learning more about your own spirituality and intuition. It's any area where you are learning and growing. And if you haven't started to experience this yet, it's coming in, and it's coming in strong. And over the next month, you are going to have this desire to devour something, whatever it is. I feel like it's they're letting you know, if you're not already knowing what it is, you should know within the week. You may even figure it out tomorrow. What I'm going to say is you are going to have some, and once you embark on this, I'm hearing the song, "Ain't no stopping us now." Na, 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 na. Okay, singing is not one of my gifts. Singing is not my strong point. It is my whatever. So we don't need to comment. You can't sing. We all know I can't sing. Okay. But if they bring it, I sing it. Okay. That's just the comic relief of the show, okay, folks? They're saying once you get on this, you're not going to get off it. It's going to be a lifelong thing. You're going to enjoy it, and I feel like you might know as soon as tomorrow if you don't already know. You, my beautiful, beautiful, beautiful girl, are about to jump on a journey that is going to be like a roller coaster ride. Now, if this is about spirituality, you're about to have an awakening, an epiphany. Something's going to come in, and it may even start with a dream. It may even start with a dream where you see something or someone, and they just and in dreams, oftentimes loved ones don't talk, but you're like, oh, I can do, like all of a sudden you're like, I can do this. Oh, I can do this.
But to give you kind of a confirmation, I have been trying to work on, like when you say crafts and projects, I have been trying to write down ideas so I can come up with my own kind of business so I can stop working for people. So I'm just trying to come up with ideas and ways to make money. And not only, as far as what you said, as far as spirituality, yes, I've been working on it as well. So
okay.
Just to confirm and give you confirmation, yes, you're right on.
Okay, thank you so much. And I'm going to go one step further, and I'm going to say I do believe, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to, for you, everybody listening, re-listening, your intuition is opening, your spirituality is opening. It will only open for you, anybody else listening.
It open more if I stop drinking alcohol.
No, actually, sometimes when you drink alcohol, they can come through better. Not encouraging alcohol, folks, because we relax. We don't feel as fearful. But what I'm getting for you, yes, don't drink alcohol because you can sometimes skew the messages if you're not really braced in it. But what I am getting for you is you're about to open. Now, everybody thinks this is something that is put in us. Yes, when we're born. It's put in us when we're born. It's there when we're born. Give me one quick second here, love. I need to say, just don't go anyplace. I need to say, okay, this show airs on WSCS. It also airs on Rude Rangers TV and Rudy Radio. If you are watching on WSCS or one of those venues, we are about at the 30-minute mark. Part 2 of this show is coming up in a hot minute. Okay, yeah, I just can't pull hot minute off. But there will be another 30 minutes to this show. So please watch the second half of this show or continue to watch on YouTube. Okay, I'm going to get back to you over here in Michigan, and I'm going to say your intuition is opening, and it's going to open faster than you might be ready for, but don't shut it back down. Just say, slow down, slow down, slow down. And I'm going to give you an assist with that for you and everybody listening. And I know all my people on YouTube are all about intuition and being psychic. So here we go. My intuition is opening. I get a no. We're going to clear that. Here's the thing. Intuition is something that's inside of us, and we've had it since we've been born.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. So to the amount of faith that we have, to the amount of faith that we have, is the amount it can open. The stronger we feel, And faith, not in a religious context, but like not being afraid of it, not being fearful of it. Or what, because we've seen so many movies about scary stuff and had people tell us scary stuff. We just have to realize that when we open, we're opening to the higher levels and what is good in this world, and only that, hold to that. Okay, love?
So the message was, is that everything is coming.
It is. Well, yes, there's definitely at least one thing coming, and that one thing is what you're going to take off with. I'm going to tell you, I want to go so far as to say, the crafts you're working are really nice and good, and I don't want to minimize that, but I do want to say you should work on candles, but good candles, like meditation type of things. But most importantly,
meditation candles.
Work on your own spiritual opening, awakening. Okay? Work on you being as open as possible and using your spiritual gifts to help others. Okay? And I always say, when you're first starting, if you want to know, the best way to do it is to work with yes/no questions in the beginning, because we can get yes/no answers like that. We can get yes/no answers.
Like, you say yes and no with myself or with other people?
Whether you're doing it with yourself or with other people, it's easier to get answers from other people than it is for yourself in the beginning. So like, for example, if I would say to you, am I going back to Colombia? Immediately you'll hear a yes or a no, or you'll have a feeling of that yes or no. If I would say to you, am I going to Florida this summer? Right away you'll have that yes or no. Now I have free will and I can change my mind at any given moment. These are things that, as in this moment, this is the way it looks. So start with yes/no answers and go from there. Okay, love?
All right. Thank you. You've been very helpful as always.
Oh, I'm so happy to hear that.
Have a good day.
You too. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Everybody on YouTube, if you would like to ask a question today, if you would like to, if you have a question you want to ask, please put it in the chat section. I'm going to be going back and forth, and I will try to get to your question. I'll do at least one YouTube question today. So please don't hesitate to put your question in there, or just say hi and where you're from if you're comfortable doing that. If not, I'm going to come back over here and I'm going to go to let's go to 203. That's the next person that called in. Hey, 203, how are you doing? Yep, it's a 3. How are you doing today?
Oh my goodness, Toni. I thought I'd never get in, but I called anyway, and thank you. So this is Pat in Connecticut.
Oh my goodness, Pat, it has been forever since I've been able to chat with you. How have you been?
I know. I miss you. It's been real difficult. Very, very difficult year with health and stuff. And I thought if I got in, I will ask you, I've got a whole plan for a partner to come in, including he owns an RV and we travel the states and I live in nature and there's a place for my dog and more and so on. Anyway, so I thought, okay, if by any chance she answers, I'm going to ask about a partner. I know it won't be right away. I just want a life partner.
Okay,
would help me a lot.
So the first thing I want to say is it's really good that you're manifesting, and we all do this with partners, right? It's more important to work on the characteristics and qualities of your partner than what they come in with, because when you're with the right person, you can create anything in this world. So although I know you want to travel the world and you want to be in nature, so one of the things I would ask you to do is to manifest somebody who's kind and caring and understanding. For you personally, those are the top 3 things you need in a partner. The next thing I would manifest is somebody who can and will and is capable of traveling the world with you. Now, you might think an RV is the best way to do it, but something better might come along. So don't be too exact in our verbiage, because that one hiccup, not that it will stop it, but you might go, oh, this isn't the guy. He doesn't have the RV. No, he has a private jet. So there's that. Okay. I'm not saying that's for you. I'm just saying that, be open to whatever or however, the universe brings it. Maybe he has like one of those, a different type of way of traveling that will allow you guys to do it in like a way that's perfect. So just be open to that. And for you, everybody listening, everybody re-listening, and we are at, if you're on YouTube re-watching this, we're at the 36-minute mark. So for you, everybody listening, everybody re-listening, I'm going to clear. I'm going to ask, we are in alignment for our perfect partner, a healthy, loving relationship that prospers in every area. I get a no, so let's clear that. My face turns a little bit red on this one. Every time I work on partners, my face turns just a little bit red. Holy guacamole. Woo! So there you go. And Pat, I want to say there is the potential. Don't put out into the universe, I know it's not going to happen for a while, because what we think and say is actually, now it's not going to happen for a while. I'm going to tell you, you have the potential, the possibility to meet somebody in approximately a month that would be a good companion and or possible partner. So be open to that possibility. Be open to having that happen. And there are places that are really shut down, but hey, we still need to go get groceries, right? So so they haven't made us complete shut-ins yet. I'm not putting that out there. They're not going to. I'm just going to say that when it comes to this, be open to surprises and be open to miracles, because they're around every corner. And one other thing, for those who have been in relationships and have felt like, okay, so Pat, really quick before I go into the next leg of this, I want to say, was this helpful for you? Is this what you called in for today?
It's perfect, and in actuality, I do want it within a month. And can I ask, will I have my health to enjoy this life partner?
You know what, I love that. So the one thing I'll say is yes, yes, and yes. When we are in love and given love, our body will spontaneously and miraculously start to heal. Love kind of is a cure-all. So yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much for calling in today.
God bless you, Toni.
Oh gosh, thank you. And God bless you also. Oh, on my show I am. I'm kidding.
You're very cute, too. Thank you. God bless you. And you're so skilled. You're so skilled. Thank you. God bless. Many, many, many thanks.
You're always so welcome. And I give all the credit above, because it all comes from angels, guides, loved ones. I just want to go real quick onto this partner thing. And one thing that blocks us from bringing in a really good, healthy, loving partner, and what we want, is we're stuck on what we didn't get in the last relationship. We're stuck on how it ended, where it ended, and that it didn't turn out the way we wanted it to. What we really need to do is to be in that space where we can be 100% grateful for everything that happened in our past relationships. We can be 100% grateful for every experience, good, bad, or indifferent, because good experiences teach us, bad experiences teach us more. And all of it was done with love. Everything that happened in your past relationships came from a space of love, whether it be your love or their love. And even though endings are tremendously difficult, they are painful and they are difficult. And anybody over the age of probably 20 has had a difficult ending to a relationship that they carry around with them. And let's clear that right now. The idea is to not focus on what went wrong, but to focus on what was right about it, and to be really grateful for everything that happened in that relationship, and to carry the love. And sometimes you feel like you can't, because if you do that, you'll still be longing for that relationship. And in some cases, that might be true. But if you walk away with anger and hate and sadness, you're going to create that. You're going to call that in. The person you bring in will either give you experiences that show you that again, or will bring in their own pile of that, because it's all a mirror to heal. It's all a mirror to heal. It's not even about lessons. It's about showing up in a way that shows you what needs to be healed, because the goal is excuse me, I'm so sorry. The goal is to heal and to go to higher levels. So when they're saying level up, that means heal why you're here so you can get here. Whether that be, I'm so sorry, financially, in love, oh my goodness gracious, whatever area of your life that is, okay? I'm going to get off that subject because obviously that's bringing up stuff in me. I'm going to go to the very next caller, who is 650. By the way, I love my callers. I love my YouTube peeps. I just love you guys so much. Okay, 650. If you have me on speaker, please take me off. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Okay. We're going to go to the next caller. So listen, if you have me on speaker and I go to you and you're not there, you don't respond right away, I'm just going to the next person, and that's okay. 352, if you have me on speaker, please take me off. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Joanna, and I'm calling from Florida.
Oh, awesome. I love Florida so much. How can I help you?
Hi, I'm so grateful to get through to you. My boyfriend and I live together. He's been speaking a lot lately about, he considers us married, in other words. That's how he considers our relationship. But he has a life-threatening medical condition, which he has not been obeying the doctor's orders. So where do you see this going? I'm hoping and praying, that he really does take it to heart this time, because it does mean his life, in other words.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, that'll wake me up. Before I answer that, I'm just going to drink a little. It's not alcohol, folks, although that really sounded like that.
Okay.
But my throat is a little froggy, and I really want to get into your partner's energy. And that was kind of, just give me a second here. I'm going to, Yuppers, we gotcha. Okay, I'm going to talk, and I'm just going to mute you for a second while I talk. So, and the reason I'm muting you is because I really want to focus in on your partner's energy and not your not your fear right now. So I'm just going to mute you for a second, and I'm going to come back. Oh, wow. Okay, so here's what I'm going to say about your partner taking this seriously. He can't. Mortality and immortality, and I'm channeling right now, mortality and immortality is handled very uniquely by each and every individual. Sometimes people do not want to face their possibility of death. Let me put it that way. So they try to prove it's not real by not following the doctor's orders. Plus, I get that there's a bit of addiction here, and that bit of addiction is stronger than the fear of dying at this point, because so far your partner has survived with this. So it's not too serious because he survived it every single time with the addiction. Whatever this addiction is, I'm not judging at all. I'm just stating facts that I'm hearing. I'm actually just channeling facts. Your partner will change, but I'm hearing too little, too late. Too little, too late. This means to me the change will be a very tiny change, and it won't be enough to reverse what's going on with your partner. He will not, he, in all honesty, he doesn't see the consequences of his actions. He's in denial. He doesn't see the consequences of his actions. He's not putting or let's do this, 1 + 2 = 3. He's not doing that. He's going to look at, because and this is what addiction does. This is exactly what addiction does, or coping. Let's not call it addiction, because addictions are coping mechanisms. But this is what coping mechanisms do. Instead of facing it head on, whatever you're using to cope, stress, food is an addiction, okay? Alcohol is an addiction. And I'm not judging that. If I turned my camera just a little bit, you would see my whiskey. And I don't drink a lot, but that's not the point. I'm not judging it, okay? The point is, whatever people use to cope, they're not going to easily give that up. And when you're in a life versus death diagnosis, what do you want? You want your coping mechanism. That's the worst time for someone to say, you got to give up what you cope with. Okay, even if it is a fact. What needs to happen here is he needs a new coping mechanism. He needs something else to use to escape, because addictions, whether they be food, like tortilla chips, just saying, okay, I'm sorry, or they be alcohol, or painkillers, or marijuana, or working out. Working out is a coping mechanism. Working out is an addiction. Okay. Whatever the coping mechanism is, he needs to switch that out for a new coping mechanism. He needs to find something else that helps him escape. Now, I don't feel like at a time of diagnosis is not the time to push the change. Everything has to calm down a bit, and that change has to happen incrementally in the case of your partner. It has to be small, straight, and steady changes. A big change would be more detrimental to his health than small incremental changes. You're more worried about him than he is about him in this moment. And that happens always. Always happens. Always. The one thing I can tell you is you're in a moment of panic, and that stress is going to fall on him. And you have every right to be in a moment of panic and fear, because you love this person and you don't want this to be the reality right now. All you can do is give it a minute and then try to make slow, steady changes. So, for example, if somebody is drinking a lot of whiskey or tequila or hard alcohol, try to transition them to a little bit less hard alcohol and to something like beer, and then to non-alcoholic beer, something like that. But however, this has to be something that also helps them cope. And even if it's food, because I know plenty of people who did not drink, but their addiction was food, and they would just justify and eat, and that was almost more damaging to them by the weight they put on and their arteries than if they would have had like a shot of whiskey. I'm not condoning whiskey or I'm not condoning any of it. I'm just saying people seem to need to escape a lot from their life instead of creating a new life that they love. They're escaping the life they have. That's all I'm saying in this moment. So having said all of this, I'm going to take you off of mute now. I hope this is still you. I hope I have the right person. Hello?
Last Friday, they reimposed
Hello?
nationwide door mask mandate. They also posted electrical.
That was a lot of craziness going on. I don't know who that was. I think you're 352 though, not 347. 352?
Hello, Toni.
Is that you? Am I back to the right
here.
person?
Yes.
Okay, whoever is on 347, turn that off. Whatever you're watching, just turn it off right now. That nobody needs to hear that. That's all I can say. That's my message for you. Nobody needs to hear whatever you're listening to. I listened to it for 3 seconds and was sad. Okay, 352. Did that message make sense to you?
Oh, God, Toni, you were 110% spot on, and the advice that you gave is what we're trying to undergo, yes, currently. So you were 110% spot on about everything you said about myself and about my partner and everything, and God bless you, and yes.
Oh, my goodness.
That's all I can say is you were, definitely spot on, definitely.
Absolutely my pleasure, and I'm so grateful I could be helpful. Now, I'm going to do a clearing for you, and then I'm going to do a clearing for your partner. The clearing I want to do for you is to be able to accept where things are while progressing in a way that's good. And I get that you're not there, but I'm going to clear that, okay? Because right now you're trying to control the situation, where you need to not control it, but you need to be in that space where you are. Because I'm going to tell you something, the moment, and I've done this and I still do it, the moment we try to control something, we have gone out of the flow of how and where things should and could be, okay? So we're going to let that go, or we're going to clear that so that's there. So for your partner, he's ready, willing, and able to make the changes to have a healthy life. No, let's clear that, not only for him, but everybody listening and re-listening, because that's really what is important here. That really is what matters. It's not about deprivation. In no case in the world is it about deprivation. It's not like people have to say, I can never ever have bread again. I can never ever have chocolate again. I can never ever have alcohol again. It's about getting to a place where that's not our coping mechanism. And even more so, it's about getting to that place where we do not need a coping mechanism because we love our life. So I'm going to do that clearing. On that note, I'm going to say everybody listening, re-listening loves their life 100%. The switches for that are on. I get a yes. So, and I'm going to say we're all moving forward with life and all it has to offer, I get a no, and I'm going to clear that now. I'm going to mute you again because your phone is making some kind of funky noise, but I do want to thank you for calling in. I'm really grateful I was able to connect with you and help you and send out these clearings for you and your partner. I want you to know,
yes.
remember, everything is destined, and don't feel like this is all on you. Everybody has their life purpose, and I'm gonna mute you, and I want to thank you again for calling in. And I want to just give a small example. I have a lot of siblings, and one of my siblings was for the longest time addicted, and still to a certain extent is, but for the longest time I tried to, take control and change that and make it better. And what she would always say to me, she would swear at me, consider this is my modern life, it ain't your modern life. And so one day when she said that, it clicked in my head. I believe we're all on a journey, and we all have a path, and not everybody's path looks the same. We can teach each other lessons in many, many ways. And one thing that her path taught me was how people become addicted and how difficult it is to let go of that addiction and why people become addicted. So there's a lot of undiagnosed mental illness that causes people to become addicted to alcohol and drugs and even food and exercise. I mean, talk about an endorphin release. Go run for a while, go bike for a while. And her path taught me, like, from everything that happened in her life, and that those things can cause mental illness and fragments in the person's psyche. And those things can cause addiction. And addiction, again, it's a coping mechanism. It's how we cope, how we escape those thoughts that make us literally feel crazy in our head. The thoughts we can't handle, the things we don't want to deal with on a daily. Whether it's something that just happened this afternoon at work or with your kids, whatever it is. But those things wouldn't bother us if we didn't have a pile of things under them. Everybody has their own journey in this life, and it's nobody's place to say what anybody else's journey should look like. We might not love that journey because it might not play the role we want it to play in our life. But we have to respect that journey, because if we believe that everybody does have a path, everybody does have a journey, everybody does have a destiny, they also have the right to live it the way they want.
90 seconds.
Whether we think that way they're living it is appropriate or not. That's not for that. There are things I've done in my life that people prayed, I wouldn't do. They prayed me out of what I was doing, the career I had, and I loved that career. That was part of my destiny, part of my plan, part of what I love about my life, and where even looking back now, I love that. I wouldn't change not 1 minute of it. So we have to accept things sometimes that we don't want to, but we have to move forward in a way that is very powerful for us and realize there, but for the grace of God, I never had to become, I don't want to say had to, I never became addicted to drugs. I learned all about addiction from members of my family, alcohol addiction, drug addiction, from many members of my family. Whether it be pain, I was going to call them painkillers, whatever it is that were prescribed, whatever it is. And I've seen members of my family overcome their addiction, and I'm really proud of them for that. And I've seen members of my family not able to overcome their addictions. And that's okay. Their journey's not done yet. So keep the faith, but let go of the control. Remember, everybody is here with their own purpose and their own destiny. And just try to learn as much as you can from their journey and be grateful you're not the one going through it. Okay? I'm going to say thank you to everybody watching on YouTube. I will be back next Monday.